like you never left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah. Welcome back. We missed you in the studio. So
What? Oh,
yeah.
in the studio. Okay, that's okay. But
Wait,
yeah,
why
yeah.
but hold on. Let's go back. Why did you say what?
Like, what was the missing? I was here, but
Yeah, there's always a studio feel.
fair enough. That works for me too.
So what have you been up to?
Um, so you can see if I was going to be what's the word now? Naive, or I would assume this you mean like what's happening in my life, like what about. But no, it means just in the context of this show, which is unfortunate. Anyway, but God day.
It's
So
Men's Mental Health Month. So
yeah,
Oris,
of
what's
course,
been
of
happening in
course.
your
It's a scam. Please, we are not going to permit this scam. Well, yeah. So, in other words, what she was asking me actually is, what am I up? What have I been seeing? I'm sure it is not about how well I'm doing or anything.
Now you make it sound like I'm a bad person and I'm not interested. Of course, if you're not well,
Of
you'll
course,
not
yeah.
be in the studio.
Here we go. Yes. So you have your answer there.
It
You
matters.
have your answer there.
We need you to be alive, well,
So that I can be in the studio. Can you imagine?
Look who showed face. Okay, sorry. Go on.
But yes, anyway. No thanks to Sean by the way, who doesn't care about
Oh wow.
time
Hold
off
on.
or
Now,
anything
now, now,
because
now,
of
now,
the
now,
show.
hold on now.
But yes,
Hold
yes,
on. No,
yes,
no, we're
yes.
not going.
Nothing. We are not holding on
Wait,
any on. We are moving on.
what?
The one we are doing is moving. It's not holding.
Okay,
So
maybe I'm going to drag Irabor into this
maybe
because we're not moving on.
maybe actually you should introduce Rebel since it's here.
Okay, Irabor, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, we can hear you.
Loud, clear with echoes.
I mean, it's a
All right.
good day. It's the 20th of June. It's usual film focus, but I think it's a good day because your boy is showing his face, and that's a good thing. So you already have one half in the studio and on Zoom joining us and showing his face for a memorable conversation. Please welcome our esteemed analyst, Irabor Okosun.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Irabor, before we even ask you what you have been up to movically, Oris was accusing me of being selfish. That the only time I
don't know what is self. I guess I was accusing you of being business centric.
wow.
Or film centric. I don't know. It's not quite selfish. It's more for the good of Smooth FM than for the good of Oris. Which
Oh, yes.
you understand, right?
I
So she's
agree.
asking me, hey,
I agree.
how I'm doing. But I was going to actually answer in the context of, oh, how my life has been. I realized, oh, actually, she doesn't mean that. She means what have I been seeing and what movies have I been seeing and what
She
series
doesn't
and
care.
in the intro of the show. So I'm like, so this is it. So this is it. So anyway, I had to remind myself where exactly I am at. That okay, it's not that she's asking on a personal level. She's asking because that is the show.
So you both think I don't care?
You don't.
Give me 3 reasons why you think I don't care.
Please. Let's just move on. Please.
No, we are not moving on. No, it's Men's Mental Health Month.
It's also film focus.
Before I get accused that I create how do they say it these days? I'm just going to keep that. So why did you say I don't care?
Can we
I'm
just
not going to answer. I'm not going to answer the way you don't answer when we ask you questions.
Wow.
I thank you, Remo. I thank you.
All right. So what have you been watching?
Yeah. So I've seen stuff on streaming and stuff in the cinemas.
Okay.
Can you guess what I saw in the cinema?
I have no clue.
Remo, can you guess?
Mission Impossible.
Ori and Red Circle and Yellow Day.
Oh yes, you finally got it. The last one you said, Yellow Day. I saw Yellow Day at the cinema.
You did?
I did. And sad to say, I wasn't disappointed, which is not a good thing. In any case, because I didn't go into the cinemas hoping that finally Tony Abraham was going to change my mind about the quality of our work. And I left the cinemas about 2 hours, 15 minutes later. Think, oh yeah,
On a scale of 1 to 10?
2.3.
Wow. We'll come
or
back
3
to
point
that.
something anyway.
We'll come back to that.
Yes, we will. Yeah, so what else did I see? I think on streaming, of course, I finally finished the party. I don't know if I finished it last week.
You still have a
I
good party?
not for the party. I finished the party. What else is new?
You didn't watch Red Circle?
No. I haven't seen Red Circle. I haven't seen Red Circle. I'm still, yeah, I think I'll see it in any case, but I haven't yet seen it. What else did I see? I feel like I saw quite a bunch of stuff. I just can't remember them. But let's focus on Hollywood anyway. The other day was what I think was a big highlight in a negative way of my watching week. The other day.
All right, we'll get to that. Are you back with us? Can you hear me? And Oris well?
Yeah, I'm here.
Lovely. Can you tell us what you've been watching?
See, I've been watching a lot of things though. This past week, I saw this limited series, 0 Day, starring Robert De Niro.
Okay,
It's
from
on
months
the
ago.
red.
Isn't that what is rated today?
Yeah,
What do you say?
from months ago,
What
right?
Yeah,
Robert
yeah,
De
months ago. No,
Niro,
I didn't say it like
yeah.
it's a new thing.
Okay, no, I
I
get it.
wasn't
I was
saying
just
it like
trying
it
to,
was
I
a
just
new thing. I'm
was
just
recalling, yeah, when I saw the ad for it.
So it's a very, 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 very good limited series. I
Please,
thoroughly
please.
enjoyed it. It's something
Irabor,
I've been needing since.
let's be patriotic. What did you see from our people? Your industry. What did
I've
you
only
see?
said I've only said one thing, no, one thing.
But you're going to start praising it. I want to hear about it.
I also saw Yalude.
Okay.
It's going to be an interesting review.
I watched 1 hour of it and
what is wrong with this guy?
You left
Why are you like,
cinema?
no, now this isn't right?
see, I didn't even bother. I said they can keep the money. I'm fine. You know. See, so the thing is, I know it's going to make its, money or its mark. I'm sure they have
I
like
think
a
it's
range.
more than 130 million right now.
Yeah.
So I know that they're going to do that. I don't have an issue with it. I'm just sad that it's still those types of films that would still get that recognition. We don't have an issue with epic films. Let us put that out there. We do not have an issue with epic films. We do not have an issue with Yoruba movies. We do not have an issue with Igbo movies. In fact, we just don't have an issue with movies in general. We just have an issue with movies that are done by people of high standing that don't really, do it all the way, especially putting into context the kind of story and the kind of execution that is required for said movies. So that's where I'm coming from. Sure, you get. I don't want Teen Titans to come and attack me. But I just couldn't handle it beyond 1 hour plus. Like I was just like, nah. It seemed I don't know. I had an issue with the editing, the story sequencing, the sequencing of the scenes from one scene to the next. I just had an issue, with a lot of things. So I just said, let me just leave this thing so that,
let me just leave this.
I let it go. So that's what I watched Yalude. I think I may go and watch it again fully, just to be sure, in case I don't miss anything. Just like with 0 Day. 0 Day is a slow burn, and you may not want to be, locked in and want to see it through. But eventually, just as with the party, the culmination of it, the climax, I would call it that, kind of just makes it what it's supposed to be. Now, I also saw 4 Seasons. I finished that one finally.
Oh, yes, I saw that as well. Yes, I saw that.
You saw that one, Abi. There's another one again. Imagine a TV series, limited series, starring Tom Hardy, Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, directed by Guy Ritchie.
Wait,
what
is that real?
Yes.
What did you call the title again?
Mobland.
Oh, Mobland. Okay, I've been seeing hype about it online, but I haven't.
Yeah.
Where is it showing? Is it showing on any of the?
It's from MTV.
Yeah, but where is it? What streaming platform is it on? Is it on?
It is on Hulu, Abi.
Because I'm like,
Apple TV on Hulu, yeah.
Okay, it can't be on any of the one that we are supposed to get here legally.
No,
Let me emphasize legally.
It cannot be on Red Pill. Nah, it cannot be on. It cannot be on Blue Pill.
So you guys have your ways, huh?
What is what you guys is what I'm speaking.
No, we don't have our ways, so we are
Me,
signed up
me, I'm
to
a
all
legal
this.
man.
You
We
what?
all have the I have all the Apple TV, Hulu, all of them. Oh, please, so don't put me in trouble.
How do you have wait, well, come and
I
tell
beg,
listen to me, please. How do you have Apple TV in
I
Nigeria?
beg.
Are you talking to us
Oh
from the
no,
UK?
no. I'm not talking to you from the UK. We have VPN now.
You it's still part of your ways. That's what I'm saying.
No, I
It's
have
part of your
VPN. No,
way.
I have VPN in the sense that I am using the app. I not go websites. That's my point.
My brother, potato.
My
potato.
sister. No, it's not the same. Oh.
It's not potato,
It's not
potato,
the
potato,
same.
please.
It's not the same. Oh,
Okay,
Pico.
but
I
okay,
beg.
yeah, but anyway, fair enough.
So more
Yeah,
Mobland, you guys should check it out.
yeah,
It's I've seen
I've heard
episode
good things.
1.
I've
I've
heard
seen
good things
episode
about
1.
it.
It is very, very good. Very, 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 very good. NBA finals. I mean, I've not slept. I've been watching NBA finals. I watched this morning. It's 3-3 Indiana versus OKC Thunder. We're going to the OKC Thunder Arena on Monday morning. So we're hoping that the best team wins. I am rooting for the Pacers just because they are underdogs. That's what I've been watching. So, see, Shehu, you can roll your eyes inside your head.
Exactly.
That's one of the reasons I said you don't care about us. I'm talking about what I like. You are rolling your eyes. Reason number 1.
What? I thought we were letting that go. How did it come back into the conversation?
When you roll
Because
your
you
eyes.
were rolling your eyes.
That's exactly how it came back.
Because I was thinking, if I say it now, it will look like I'm pulling a reverse psychology. I'm just wondering why you would starve yourself of sleep for them people. But it's okay. Makes you happy. That's all that matters, right? All right, let's come back.
She is see now. I'm doing what I like. You are now wondering why I'm doing it.
That's what I just said. I can't even say Ori should defend me here because you're odd.
I'm not even interested at all.
Exactly.
I've logged off.
So this is a part of the show where we tell you what Nigerians are watching on the popular streaming platforms and tell you to tell us what you have been watching or if you have watched any of them. Again, because Oris is in the studio, he limits us to just top 5. So we'll do top 5.
It makes sound like some kind of dictator.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, the dictator. So on the Blue app, and I'm going to do the top 5 like I mentioned, but they combine movies and series together. So 1 is Dirty Angels, 2 is The Accountant 2, 3 is Deep Cover, 4 is Working Man, and 5 is We Were Liars. Then what's that?
It's like so uninteresting titles.
Nah. Then if you go to the red platform, top 10 movies, they separate theirs. They separate the movies from the series. Top 10, starting with number 1, a movie that I think is now watched everywhere on the planet. Straw. Well, I don't know about Antarctica. Straw is number 1. 2 is KO. 3 is The Silent Twins. And 4 is Jats, all the way from Bollywood. And 5 is 28 Weeks Later. For top 10 TV shows, I am surprised. Guess number 1.
Top 10 TV shows.
Series.
The other TV series. Don't mind me. I can't think of anything.
The Party.
Oh, okay. I mean, Nigerians like Nigeria, so I think that's not strange.
I mean, that is money that Nigerians will constantly consume Nigeria. But sometimes I feel like it does not reflect in the general or in the grand scheme of things. But I digress. 2 is Kings of Joburg. 3 is Ginny and Georgia. 4 is The Waterfront. 5 is Mercy for None.
Mercy for None. Is that?
So that's what's it called now? South Korean.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Mercy for None.
Yes, Mercy for None, not N-U-N.
No, Mercy say no, they.
Coming soon.
See titles, like Ori said, very who are naming all these things?
They're not from Nigeria, so if that's where you want to go, they're not Nigerians or they're not Africans.
Wow.
All right, so we go to YouTube now. YouTube, this is trending movies. Number 1 is The Checklist, that is Amoni Oboli. Number 2 is something from Liberal TV, that is Iromi, and features the likes.
What does it mean?
So that is where the complexity of Yoruba strikes again. So Iran can mean vision. It can mean, when we say vision, it can mean a vision of what you're pursuing in life or vision of what you see in a trance or something, like your dream. It can also mean your lineage or your descendants.
I know, but given the cover art, it probably is the spiritual escort.
Maybe. Number 3 is Not My Wish. And number 4 is, I do not know how to pronounce this one, Ilako. Couple of ways. So that's the thing with Yoruba language and other languages that have what we call the amiohon. So if you do not put it there, I will just have to go with whatever I think it is. So it's not there. So I can't pronounce it the accurate way. Otherwise, it might mean something else. So I'll just Ilako. And number 5 is something featuring Odunlade, Adekola, and the likes. Aruba, meaning someone who puts calabash on their head.
And you see there's somebody with calabash on their head on the cover. So
yeah, that was why I was able to guess that it's Aruba. Again, it does not have Amiohu. So
this is you just being a fundamentalist, But anyway, please.
All right, so those are the top 5 on YouTube and the top 5.
Did you get the one from the Orange app?
Irabor is not available.
Okay.
So
I'm the one that caused it. Hey. Reason number 2, pushing blame to Irabor.
Yeah, but what did I do to you today?
It's the other way around. What did Irabor do to you today? So,
I did my day. I'm not working with the Rainbow app. I did my day.
All right, so let's review movies. Let's talk about Iyalode. Who wants to start now? Oh yeah, Irabor starts.
I've started. You know, I started.
Iyalode.
I started. I left the cinema. I gave my review.
Why did you?
That's the review. I left the cinema. That actually
I left the cinema
after an hour. That's eloquent commentary.
I don't think it was edited properly. The way the scenes were sequenced, it didn't really tell the story. I wasn't understanding the development of the story. It just went from one thing to another thing to another thing. I was just like, what's going on here? It kind of seemed like maybe they didn't have some scenes that they shot, so they just decided, okay, bring the one that we have, join it together. It wasn't just telling the story. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not looking at whoever is part of the film. I'm just judging based on what I saw. And it was making my head turn. And I mean it in the most respectful way. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't understand the sequencing. Now, it now made me not understand the story at the end of the day. So I just quit. Maybe because I was tired that day. I don't know what happened. I've never done it before with a film. I see it through at the end of the day, but, it just didn't work for me. Like I said, I know it's going to do its numbers because of the population and the army that follows the said producer and executive producer for sure. But I need to give kudos to Toyi because she puts her husband's name, gives him credits, in his respect in their respective projects. I love that about Toyi where she does that. She said at the premiere that she spent about ₦1 billion, producing the film and everything. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money, if that's what happened, So let's see what they do at the box office. Like I said, we're still trying to see how people who would spend that amount of money would recoup their money. We don't even know how to track or project, how they would get their ROI back. So I don't understand the concepts behind spending that amount. I'm going to, again, like I said, Oris, it's your own this time.
Nollywood economics is a very funny thing because I think currently, I'm not sure that anybody who is looking to maximize their profits from the cinema, exclusively that if they do not have streaming and anything, you should not be making a movie for more than 150 million naira, frankly, because the cinemas cannot withstand ROI after that particular figure right now. Maybe except maybe Funke or something. But to be honest, even her, I'm not sure that's the case. So $1 billion is ridiculous. She's definitely not going to make that money from the cinemas, if that is indeed true. Because like I said, Nollywood economics is a very weird thing, and producers are given to exaggerating how much they spent on projects. And this is things people in the industry themselves are actually aware of. That, we saw this film. There is no way you spend this stuff. People say that, but they won't say it publicly. In any case, about Yellow Day itself as a picture, Rabo, you are right, and about the sequencing of the scenes, and which is kind of unfortunate because the person who edited it, the person who has editing credit, at least at the beginning of the film, in the end, this is how you know a movie is not even serious about itself. The editor at the beginning of the film is one person. At the end of the film, when you see the end credits, it's two people. So it's just ridiculous. Anyway, the person whose name appears twice in that's both at the beginning and at the end is one of like Nigeria's best. Why is Irabor laughing so much? One of Nigeria's best editors, and he actually won the AMVCA, I think, 2 years ago. So he's a very good editor. But I guess sometimes the quality of the project defeats your greatness. And this is one of the problems with Hollywood too. Is like when people repeatedly make bad films, that's what it is, to be honest. And at some point they try to seek out some of the excellent hands in the industry rather than take the project to the level of, say, the editor, who is great. The editor will then come down to the level of the project, which is bad. And it's just unfortunate, but that's kind of what happened. And that is exactly what has happened for Yellow Day. And I think the reason why you say it was, I guess, all over the place is because the film is trying to combine three stories. There's a story about two sisters who are warring for the Yellow Day title. That's one angle. There's a story of this freelance warrior played by Toyin Abraham herself, who's like, if you have some kind of problem in your land, you can call her, and she and a group of female goons will take over, will do something. And then there's this third story concerning two warriors who fall in love on the battlefield and decide to get married. Now, none of these stories of themselves are told adequately well. And then when you mix the three of them, it's even more chaos. So that's exactly why it feels like what exactly is happening here. So, but really, the strongest connections between the first two stories. So apparently, one of the warring mothers or one of the warring women.
Are you sure you're not spoiling it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You can't spoil it, no matter how hard he tries.
One of the warring women is supposedly connected to the freelance warrior. So that's the strongest connection in the picture. But anyway, this is just telling you what the three stories are. The real spoiler lies in how all three stories connect towards the end of the film. But I have to tell you that the connection is not even great either. So the problem is this. On the one hand, too many stories being told. And I suspect that there are several scenes that did not make it into the final picture because somebody said, you know what, this thing is too long. At 2 hours, 15 or 13 minutes or so, it's already too long, frankly, even what we get at the cinemas. I suspect that to make certain things clearer, they shot extra scenes. But somebody said, you know what, if we do this, nobody's going to stay, like Irabor left after an hour, nobody's going to stay here for the next 3 hours. So, let's find a way to like cut this. In cutting it, they've cut out important bits of the story that would probably have made it better or made it just, coherent, because what it is now is like an incoherent mess. That's what we have at the moment, just like an incoherent mess. So unfortunately, I can't think of anything that's great. Even the costuming, which is supposed to be one of the things they should have, Yoruba Epic should have figured out by now after, I don't know, 10 billion films, figure out how well to make these things. They still can't. The dialogue is, honestly, like trash. And so I don't know, to be honest, if editing by Homzawa, who is my guy and a very good editor, if he couldn't save it on that level, I don't think anybody can save anything with Yellow Day. So that's why I was saying earlier.
Whether I even just could the way I left the cinema, maybe he just left himself.
Which is, this is what I'm thinking. That's why I said earlier. The beginning of the film has him as a solo editor. At the end, it's somebody else's name, whose name I don't remember now. And I'm thinking that's because somebody had to pick up the project after Bros got frustrated with what he was trying to do. So I don't know. Nollywood is a very funny place because, I think from the last released figures from the cinema exhibitors, Yellow Day is number one.
Yeah.
And yes, over 130 million right now. And so it means this was last week, right? It means that this week I'm sure there will be even more numbers for it. So I do not. This part of the problem with Nollywood is that mediocrity is rewarded a little bit too much for people to ever want to change. So if Tony repeatedly makes not quite good movies, bad movies, to be honest. And each time she shows up in the top 20 or top 15 movies ever box office grossers, it means that what is the incentive for her to get better? Unfortunately, some of these projects will find their ways into even awards shows. So you are getting money, you're also getting awards. Where is the incentive to say, you know what, I can do better and I will thus do better? It just doesn't exist.
I was going to ask what your recommendations will be.
Shelby is one of the people that causes it.
I agree. I agree. Show is one of the problems of Nollywood.
Show is one of the problems of Nollywood and Nigeria in total, where they don't admit, mediocrity and lackluster.
Yes, it doesn't exist to them.
It doesn't exist. They try,
I understand what you're trying to do, but it's okay. So this is the part where I would tell what Nigerians paid to watch the movies at different times. So, like Oris has rightly said, number one is Iyalode, and Iyalode has gotten 137.41 million naira so far.
Say that again.
137.41. And Ballerina comes in second. So Ballerina, which debuted and came to the cinemas on the 6th of June, so far has gotten 83.88 million naira. Then you have Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and that is still doing numbers. It got about 37.2 million naira over the weekend. That got altogether 47.39 in the third week of Mission Impossible. I believe it's crossed 200 million now.
No, sorry, give the figures again. Sorry, you said 37 million over the weekend.
In the third week, yeah.
Third week.
Over the weekend, it got 37.29 over the past weekend.
Right.
So in the third week of its release in Nigeria, it's gotten 41 point something.
That's altogether.
Okay. No, that's in the third weekend. Altogether, 200 million plus.
I know what I'm saying. The third weekend and then the third week. Are those different, or that's one is encompassing the other? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So weekend, 37.2 million.
Yes. Week
41.
41.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, week and weekend, are they connected, or these are two different things?
They are connected.
Okay.
Red Circle, which I read the review on Film Efiko, and it looks like the person had the guns and the blades out for it. I don't know who the person is.
I didn't write it, but I published it. So they weren't quite impressed, and to be honest, I haven't seen it, so I'll reserve my comment.
So far, it's gotten over 60 million naira in 10 days. And Ori, which is still at the cinemas, in its 6th week, it got, so far, I think it's the highest grossing Nollywood movie of 2025 so far, because it's gotten 382.32 million naira.
Yes, apparently, from some of my friends in industry, it's number one, just like you said. It's displaced do you know what the previous number one was? Can you guess? 2 minutes film.
Real Love?
Yes. That was the initial. I think that was either 290 something or 300, just on 300. So this one has kind of pipped it to the first position for Nollywood. So I don't know if that means it's a great year so far for Nollywood projects. If by June you only have 2 movies that have kind of reached those heights. Of course, we have Iyalode.
So Iyalode
said 3 to 4.
You guys remember what I said about cinema collapse?
Yes. Well, I don't know. So I don't know if it's a great thing, but I mean, let's see. But I mean, I'm good. Congratulations to Ori. I haven't seen it, and part of the reason I haven't seen it is because I wasn't quite sure what the connection is with the previous one, and I didn't see the one from 12 years ago. So I'm just like, I don't know if I would not be able to understand this one if I see it. So.
All right, you can join the conversation on WhatsApp. It's 0809-444-0981. Again, 0809-444-0981. And you can join us on YouTube where we're streaming live. You can see my face, you can see the face of Oris, and you can see the face of Irabor. That is at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. On WhatsApp, the constructionist says, "Good morning, Oluwaseun. How are you doing today?" Very well, thank you. And he said, "Following the spirit of Irabor, what I have been watching is the Club FIFA World Cup." Ha, nice. Okay.
It's nobody's watching movies anymore.
They are watching
movies. You are ruining our viewers.
It's what we watch. Like, you know.
And they said, sorry, because people like you, by the way, I can see, I mean, it's the news, right? The red app guys, they are emphasizing their live coverage of sports. because obviously people like you, Irabor,
Hmm?
are taking away attention from the movies.
I mean, at the
When
end
in
of the
other
day, value is
uh,
defined by the recipient. So if people want to watch that, why not give it to them?
Sure, you see why we were saying earlier about why she is the problem of Nollywood. I mean, this is how she endorses the crap movies that become number one, top five on the highest grossing streets. What's it called? Charts.
Sister
This is
chat.
exactly how it happens. This is it.
Shell is the reason why fuel is 875 naira in some places.
That is not maybe even
That's
we
not
should
what we're
probably probe
saying.
that actually.
Right, exactly what I'm saying.
Let's probe that actually. All I know for now, Sha, is that the reason why Nollywood keeps making mediocre projects is because of the person with me in the studio.
Sure. Shell is the reason why we have one fish these days in a certain sardine packet.
It can't be.
Oh, wait until you find out.
It can't.
Amoni Oboli
Hiram-
says Nollywood tells more original stories than Hollywood.
Yes, I have not read. What is it? Please, can you give us the details? What's the quote exactly? Because I need to understand
I'll
what it's
read
saying.
out part of the thing in the publication. It says that our movies, yes, our movies have become so much better than they used to be. We've always had good stories, so stories have never really been our problem. I feel like this part of the world, we have actually more original stories than outside of Nigeria. I dare say that Nollywood has more original stories than Hollywood. And she said, I hear people say, oh, the movies are predictable. I'm like, name 5 or 10 Hollywood movies that are not predictable. We all know the superhero is going to win the day. If it's a romantic comedy, you know the girl is going to get a guy or the guy is going to get a girl. So it's not about the predictability of a film. What you're watching is the journey. If the journey is not interesting, then you can say it's so predictable. But if the journey is interesting, it keeps you glued. Yeah. Ah, what's going on? I can hear the crickets.
We're allowing you have the floor.
He said I should give context, and I have given
Yeah.
context.
It's just a normal sound bite for somebody who just wants to still be in the news, which is a good thing, which is expected from a stakeholder. She kind of has a point. Yeah, you can try to understand it in a way, but we don't even know how many movies come to cinema or any platform in Hollywood to be able to judge that. We're only just simply going by what we see in cinema and streaming. There's some Hollywood movies that I'm sure, based on originality, that I can mention that I'm sure she wouldn't even know about it. But all those movies are independent movies. They are neo-noir movies. They are all those type of movies that go to festivals. Like you watch them in Cannes, you go like those movies are there. It's not as if they're not there. In fact, they even have propaganda that prevents such movies from going out there because of the kind of truth that it carries with it. So, yes, do we have original stories? Yeah, I would say just because of our culture and yeah, but our own is about. So it's things like this that I don't like, but I understand where your money is coming from. But I don't like we should focus on the implementation and how those things are portrayed. That's what would sell that idea of what she's trying to say.
Exactly. So you look. When I saw the head, I'm like, oh my goodness, here they go again. Fact of the matter is, this is another reason. I mean, besides shame, of course, this is another reason why Nollywood is the way it is. You can tell from her comments that Omoni Oboli are probably people of level in the industry only watch a certain type of Hollywood film. So if your focus is on superhero movies and romantic comedies, of course, everything is predictable, but Hollywood is so much bigger than that. And I even mean like, even from what the studios that, forget independent cinema, even from the studios themselves. But our industry now, on YouTube, what you have are like the love, Modogo Pararan stories. In the cinemas, what you have are the Yoruba epics. My goodness, I mean, what exactly is the new story that they're telling us, to be fair? So, but I get this. Harmony, in a sense, is an industry patriot, and she's one of the leading figures in the industry. So she kind of has to like pick up where she comes from. But factually, I do not believe that anybody can take this seriously. Like, okay, Hollywood has less original stories than Nollywood. It's a big chunky lie. But if you never see those movies, you never know about them. I doubt that someone has ever been to any, I don't know, big festival, so she wouldn't know what's happening in all of those spaces. So I guess it's fine, but no, I think she's wrong.
And I know that she means well. I understand and I know that she means well. I mean, but it's not what we need right now. What we need is like literal action. literal great, good, positive, in the right direction type action. Then we don't need sugarcoating anymore. Like
the industry has not did that for years. Yeah, you are totally correct.
Yeah, we need people that again, I'm not saying that if somebody is doing something that is not up to par, that you should just go and curse them out. That's not what I'm saying. So if you feel somebody's not doing something well, constructively tell them. Then my own is, as they're constructively telling you, you said constructively construct yourself to take it. Do you understand? Like, just try to take it so that that's what is going to help. Because somebody like Tony now, if you go and meet Tony and tell her this thing that you're telling her, just because of the point you mentioned about, she'll check her numbers and she'll be like, she
so
not
this
go
is
here.
This is where Sean comes into play again.
So let's leave Shehu before she return that also.
Me.
Not our mics.
Okay, so I'll take this message from Constructionist and then we'll take a breather. He says, one of my biggest worries for Nollywood is this: if our top actors and actresses, the ones with the most visibility and influence, are not consistently delivering excellent films with well-written scripts and compelling storytelling, then who will? These top figures are the ones setting the tone for the entire industry. If they normalize mediocrity, they risk creating a dangerous standard for the next generation. Upcoming filmmakers may begin to believe that as long as you have a big name and a few dramatic scenes, you don't really need a strong story. And that mindset is a major threat to the long-term growth of the industry.
Well said. I'm applauding you, by the way.
Yeah, well constructed.
Isn't this? Are you sure this guy is not a lady?
He's a guy.
You're 100% certain. Because I feel like he was on the show last 2 weeks. This was the person that was telling us about talking about women.
He's a guy, I know him.
Off this, more like.
Yep.
Stay on top of money matters with the expert and make mastery
Not my own chair.
the global scale. Personal finance solves
I'm fine up top.
with 515 all about finances made easy. Hey, this is Dave Goss, and you're listening to Nigeria's #1 station on Smooth 98.1. Love music.
Love music, love life, love movies, series, animations, Nollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood. And it's okay for you to tell us or tell me that Shehu is the reason why Gary is the cost of what it is today, because it looks like Shehu is the problem of Nollywood and the mediocre films being turned out. But come on. Let's go. WhatsApp line to send the messages to is 0809-444-0981. Again, 0809-444-0981. You are listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. I have in the studio with me Oris, and joining me virtually, Irabor Okosun. I'll take some messages and you can keep them coming to WhatsApp 0809-444-0981. This is the first time, Mountain Lion says, this is the first time I will react to any comments by Irabor. Irabor is always using Hollywood standard for Nollywood. It's like somebody using Real Madrid standard for Enyimba. While we aspire to grow, while we don't celebrate mediocrity, we should remember that Nollywood is on a journey and we're better and stronger now than 20 years ago. Anybody producing movies on our screen in these times and economy deserves accolade, not over criticizing and setting up a benchmark that fails 99% of our movie makers. Irabor, make your own movie, please. Let's see whether you're a football pundit that can also coach. All right, so let's go over
Can I answer that?
30 seconds, my man. 30 seconds.
Okay.
What is that's not fair, please.
It's 40
So-
minutes already.
First of all, I really want to know how long this person has been listening to the show, because that's the only way I can answer or justify my own stance. I don't have an issue with Nollywood whatsoever. I've even talked about movies like Yahoo Plus and acknowledge the fact that they don't even have the budget to do what they were looking to portray. But because of how creative they were in depicting certain scenes, you have to acknowledge them, which is why they were on the red pill. They even did I think one or two festival runs, and they got there out of merit. So that's what we're saying. We cannot look at people who can make things happen to rely on mediocrity and just allow us take it like that. We can't now. It's the same thing that is making us where we are at. It's what's holding us. So yes, we have to look at the Hollywood standard because we're in 2025 for crying out loud. Do you understand what I'm saying? When do you want to start competing? I like it's things like this. It's like, what is that? Oh, I beg next, Jerry.
For this.
Sharon, so two people are responsible for the no.
Now your WhatsApp people now they came to defend you now.
Yes.
Mountain Lion, see his name,
Exactly.
Mountain. Is it not tall? Like the man, look at why did he not say Valley Lion? Why did he not aspire for something lower? Why did he use mountain? If I say hip lion.
Hip lion.
The Hollywood we're talking about, here goes the story of Tyler Perry, and this has been in the news and been causing quite the stir online. So Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles accusing Tyler Perry of a number of things, and that includes Derek saying that he's using his influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive sexual exploitative dynamic. And because Derek, oh, you didn't read it? He alleged a number. Oh, yeah. So it's not just about what he did to him now. He's also saying that it goes beyond me, and this guy's using all his power, influence, money to create such toxic, sexually toxic environment in Nollywood and Hollywood, sorry.
Nollywood is Tyler.
He's suing him to the tune of $260 million. And again, like I said, there's been many things going on about this. So, gentlemen, let's start with you. Reese, what do you think about the whole Higgy Haga?
funny word. I think it's unfortunate. And Tyler is is he one of? He's probably the leading Black producer in Hollywood. So this is, I guess, a big blow to the Black community in Hollywood because this is not one of them. This is the guy on the top of the mountain. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But if he did, yeah, so if indeed he did this, it's a little tricky. But I'm always of the opinion that when it comes to things like solicitation for sex, it's a difficult thing to like legislate. It's definitely one thing is clear in this: he hasn't raped this guy, so let's get that one out of the way. What the guy is saying is that he came on to him. I guess I saw the text. I'm like, I'm not sure this is.
It doesn't give.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's somebody toasting somebody. That's what it gave. It gave. I'm toasting you. You have a right to say yes or no. You understand? I don't know what happened offline. Off of the text. But from the text, it's just a regular. Okay, let me attempt to do this. I think for some of us, what is probably for some people for Black people in the industry might be like, okay, there's been rumors of Tyler Perry's queerness for probably 10 years or more. But I don't think that's ever been maybe I guess confirmed in the way it probably has now. Tyler's always kind of play the game of, okay, is it true? Is it not true? But now it feels like maybe it's true. But in terms of like the crime, from the text messages, I don't see a crime. But America is a funny place in which just the idea of something like this happening then becomes, a big story.
Jonathan Majors.
Exactly. Yeah, suddenly reputation goes down. If this goes to courts, and even if it's maybe it has 16 counts and they say, hey, this one thing is what you're guilty of, people would ignore that and say, you know what, you're guilty of everything else. So I think the more unfortunate thing about this is the reputation damage, much more than whatever figures finally gets to exchange, and if anything at all happens. So yeah, I feel a little sad for Tyler, but I also felt sad watching his movies.
Do you think there is any conspiracy?
Black men coming down.
Yeah, not just that, against him as a person. And because I remember him talking about something related, well, not related, when at the BET Awards recently, where he said that they are trying to erase Blackness generally starting from taking things out of the history books and curriculum to other things. Do you think there is a conspiracy about against Black greatness generally?
Well, I feel like there's always been some kind of push and pull with regard to that. But I also think, again, if you did not do the crime, it will show up eventually. It will be the case that you didn't. So I hear about people have said stuff like this for people like Didi, people like Cosby, people like Kelly. But to be fair, in all three cases, it looks like these guys did something that wasn't quite, they did a crime. So I'm not going to protect somebody because he's Black, even if he's a criminal. So I'm not there yet with Tyler, so I do not know. But like I said earlier, from just the exchanges, it looks to me like somebody's just trying to like make a quick buck off this guy. But he's a little bit too powerful now. You know, Kelly had lost some of his power. Diddy had lost some of his power. Tyler's too powerful now for me to think that this is a takedown attempt. Because usually in Hollywood, if you can produce money for the people, to be honest, you can't really be touched. So for this to be happening to Tyler now, it feels like it's a one person or maybe a two people arrangement. It's not like an industry thing against Tyler, personally.
Before I take your thought, Irabor, 50 Cent said, you are not just criticizing a man with this, you are disrespecting a movement. And in his words, and I quote, hey, I think anyone who talks bad about Tyler Perry should die. I mean, we're all going to die, but you should die now. Trouble.
I mean, I can understand 50 Cent's sentiments. There's a bit of mentorship between 50 Cent and Tyler Perry. You respect and defend those who have tried to put you on or show you the ropes for sure. And again, I don't have an issue with Tyler. It's just like what we're talking about towing. We know that you are at the helm. We just want you to do better. That's all. Simple. Nobody has an issue with you. I didn't even know that he was playing for the other side as well.
Oh, you never heard?
I thought, I mean, I hear a lot of things, but me, I like to see facts, stats, like for sure.
We'll send you the video. We'll send you the video, right?
So please send me a video. Let me see.
You're not kidding, right? That's a joke.
Like because you hear so many things, even in our industry now, there are a lot of people that I've heard that have played for the other side. And when you see them outside, you be like, really? Some of them are even married, they have children. But anyway, that's one aside, Sha. Now, I don't think this is the thing that this guy is trying to champion or push or pedal. I think it's just a money grab. I don't know why this is being done. I don't understand why anybody would consciously, when you know that there's nothing wrong, fabricate something, then try to make it seem like, because the environment where you're in, like you said, 16 counts can be one count, then one count becomes a 16, then you damage somebody's reputation because what? And yes, to your question, your second question, Shehu, there is an active sabotage of Black excellence.
You think?
It is there. Oh, yes. It is. Oh, yes. It is that one.
Why is it has Denzel has been great for years? Spike has been great for years. What has happened to them?
No, so that's the thing, man. There is a way it's done. How many Black actors can you say are as successful as the amount of white actors that are out there on the same level? How many? There's a disparity.
Simon who did say something like this, remember?
Yeah, there's a disparity. And I don't raise bait. I don't raise bait. I don't victim bait. I don't do any of those baiting. You know me very well. But there are things that you would know, you would see. But that doesn't mean it should stop you from, achieving excelsior. That's I'm not. So all I'm just saying that it's there. It's like racism. If you enter an airplane, you get as the white people, they look you get as it's there. Sure, understand? We know when you get to the stores, it's there. Even when you speak to some, like I meet some people, in our Waka Waka now, all those people in consulate, all those people in different places, who are captains of industries and said companies. There are ways that they look at, like there's just this, you will know. Now, that does not concern me.
Not the same thing as criminal charges, by the way.
No, they can't carry criminal charges to you now in this kind of sense where, we're not Tyler Perry, but they can do it in their own way depending on the situation. If maybe you even want to ask for something, they can deprive you for no reason, and it's the stars. Asking for favors is what makes the world go round, So again, I know it's there, but it's not going to limit me, Sha. Sure, you understand? I serve a living God, so.
All right, I wish we could go on and talk about James Gunn saying that the reason why it looks like Hollywood or the movie industry is in danger is because of unfinished screenplay. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to get into that conversation. Maybe next week we'll
I didn't hear what you
examine
said.
it.
What did you say?
James Gunn said that the movie industry is dying because of unfinished screenplay. They do not do their homework well before bringing it onto the scene. And so he said any project that he's going to be a part of, he's going to do his due diligence. But we'll talk about that next week.
So, Hollywood, they don't have screenwriters again.
No, he's saying that most of the time they not develop the script to the fullest possibilities before they head
Now
to
they
shoot.
stop now. They are having problem with.
It's the Nollywood there. It's the Nollywood format.
They are,
Getting the script to Hollywood.
Nollywood has injected them, Abi. Who is in Nollywood that has injected these people?
Well,
You see Omoni, sorry, see Omoni talking about spiral movies, so you can imagine the connection.
Apocalypse.
final message from Mountain Lion, and then we'll go out. Irabor is so right on the Black oppression. Muhammad Ali's life is a proof of systemic racism and oppression.
Let's differentiate that from actual criminal charges here, but okay. Right.
He's not criminal until convicted. So I guess in the coming weeks, months, years even, we are going to find out the truth. It always comes out eventually. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for making time out of your schedule. Trust me, I do not take you for granted. Irabor, we appreciate you showing up with your face.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, again, are you back on socials now, or what's it catching you on the streets?
Please follow us on Film Mexico Africa on Instagram. Us, by that I mean like a magazine of film, on African film and Nollywood, I guess. But not
Oris.
me. I'm still on Twitter at Oris. I'm not on Instagram.
Oris, just go and do backup. Film Mexico International. So
exactly. So Africa.
As backup.
That is true, actually. But yes, in the meantime, follow us at Film Mexico Africa. Thank you.
Irabor?
Yeah. Irabor Okosun 100 on all social media platforms. All Irabor Okosun 100. That's how I keep it.
Thank you. And I am Oluwaseun. I'll be playing you great African music on the Casbah. That's coming right up.
Yeah, but so wait, did you change your Insta? Did you change your Twitter?
I'm going to change my Twitter. I'm changing everything. My Twitter is Irabor 100. I'll just change it to Irabor Okosun 100 so that it's just uniform.
Wahala. Instagram. Instagram has cost.
I know a lot of people that have lost their accounts. A lot of people.
I just went to do the Film Mexico Africa. I'm like, I beg, they won't give me back. Let me start it from scratch again. So we are back.
I have to go and get it. I got a new phone now. I got another phone.
Oh, really? Which one is this?
I now have two